Well, it's about 9:30 in the morning. I just showed up to my farm, and today I'm walking it. We're gonna do some scouting today. So looking forward to what we're gonna learn. So the plan for today is I already have a good idea of what I'm gonna do as far as hinge cutting. I have a good idea. I know what areas I want to hinge cut. I know where I'm going to be planting the switchgrass. What I don't know is exactly the way I want to build those bedding areas. So that's one thing I'm going to be looking at today. Josh and Jerry are going to meet up with me later today, and we're going to go through, mark the trees that we want to take down and kind of the direction we want to go on that end. But mainly what I want to do today before Josh and Jerry meet up with me here is I plan to kind of just walk the property and learn it better, learn how the deer are using it a little better. It's something I've never really spent a ton of time on. I mean, I've walked the property, but I've never really focused on, you know, how are the deer walking through this property? Where are they bedding? How are they getting from point A to point B? That way I could cut them off. It's just something I've never really had the time to do with jobs I've had in the past. I've never had the time to be able to come out here and spend a full day of doing nothing but just scouting a property. So now that I have this opportunity, I want to be sure to take advantage of it, and I am going to walk this property, as much of this property as I possibly can today. So it should be a lot of fun. Follow along. All right, guys, I'm on the acre and a half that I've probably spent the most time on this farm of any other place, and you can really see how it's paid off. You can see behind me, it's really thick. Let me turn around so you can see over here too. I mean, it is really thick down here. If you get down to the deer level, all of the tonnage, all the growth, everything in there that's providing thermal cover, providing them the security they want so that they can, you know, have that secure feeling that they need in a bedding area. So this is what I'm going for throughout all the blocks of timber on my property. I'm gonna do selective places. On this one place that I messed up is I just kind of went crazy. I didn't have any real plan. I was just like, I'm gonna make this thing as thick as I possibly can. And that's not the way I'm gonna do on the other blocks of timber. I'm gonna spend more time, you know, selectively cutting certain areas and then making travel corridors out of those areas, you know, that I have cut to make as a core bedding area in those blocks of timber. So that's my focus this year. I wanted to show you guys what hinge cutting does. This is, gosh, 3 years since I really started hinge cutting this area, and I mean, it is so thick. Most of the deer activity I see on this farm is from this bedding area. So it goes to show you it's a good thing to do. It promotes deer activity, promotes deer using your property. Late season, this is where the deer are at every year, regardless. I see them all year round, but this is, you know, this is where they really concentrate during the late season. All right, guys, so we're on the core of my property, and we're in an area of my property that we know the deer are bedding already. What I'm trying to do on this property is take my bedding areas and connect them together. So I have, you know, I'll probably pop up a PDF.
Yeah.
4, 5. I will have 5 when this is over.
Gotcha.
I'll pop up a PDF like right now. So on this PDF right now, you're gonna see that I have every area in red is what I'm gonna have my bedding areas be. Mm-hmm. So that's the goal, and we are in this bedding area right now, as you can see on the corner of property. So what we're gonna try to do, as you can see, this is kind of on a swell, and we're trying to make this where the beds, we already know they're bedding here, but we wanna have the beds in specific areas.
Right. Yeah, we've got this is a knoll, a high spot in the, not quite the middle of Aaron's property, it's more on the western side, but it's this high spot, and time and time again, I always see big mature bucks, and I find a lot of sheds up on these high knoll spots right here. And we're coming in here, and Jerry was pointing out some deer beds, and they've, you know, you get on these spots and you sit down and you realize why these deer use these spots.
And they're using them a lot. They were literally down to the dirt.
It's dirt. It's absolute dirt. It's not bent over grass, it's dirt. Yeah. And if you sit there, you can see, they can look to the south on a north wind, which is predominantly what we have during the winter, and smell anything that's coming behind them and see everything else. So it's really, you can totally understand why these deer are bedding
in that
here.
same spot. You move them 3 yards
Yeah.
with a south wind, and it's the exact same on the other one. It's a perfect spot for a bedding area.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to just improve it a little bit better. Plus, we're going to try to make it where it works in our favor from a hunting aspect, because it's great to hold deer.
Yeah.
It's great to have big deer, but it doesn't do any good if you can't hunt them.
Yeah. We don't want to completely just change the entire way that this bedding area works.
No.
We're just going to do small things to improve it, whether it's open up just a little canopy to allow some more ground growth to come up. You know, we're standing here and I can see our trucks about 300 yards away. Well, if we can see them, a buck can see them, and if a buck can see the trucks, the buck can see us walk into our deer stands.
Exactly.
So it's not going to take much, it's going to be a little bit. What can we tweak? Either hinge cut a tree, or, you know, just, that's probably mainly what we're going to do. Whether we need to plant some screen or whatnot.
You know, what I'm thinking is we'll probably make some backings. So if we're thinking I'm going to be hunting, the stand that we're really worried about me accessing, I hunt on a south wind.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to make it where we think a deer will bed with a south wind, he's going to have the backing will be to the south of where he's at. So we're going to try to promote or put that backing in strategic places where he'll feel confident, but I can still access the stand and be confident that he's not seeing me.
Yep.
So that's the plan for right now. We're going to shoot a little bit of video for you guys, shoot a little B-roll of us. What we're doing now, we're just going to mark the trees. That way I can come back with myself and, you know, come down on my own time, and we can be more efficient with our time. But
we got our whole team. We got Jerry, Aaron, and I, obviously.
Yeah.
And
so,
you know, 3 guys brings a lot better viewpoint to a table than just one, because neither of us have a perfect plan for any of our spots. The more, you know,
it's amazing how much we bounce ideas off of each other.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, and there's a lot of stuff that I would do that Jerry's like, you know, I think we ought to do this, and it's like, gosh, I hadn't thought of that, or vice versa. You know, or we each have different things we bring to the table. So all 3 of us are here. We're going to go over this. We're going to take the game plan that we have, improve it, add to the habitat, add to the way that you hunt this property, and hopefully we have a positive outcome, of which I'm sure we will.
I'm sure we will too. And now